Hey, Tom Edwards back in the ASBK paddock, but this time on the Superbike with the new moto school team. So tell us about the program and the excitement to be entering a full season back home.
Yeah, it's like you said, my first time back home for a really long time. I've been over racing in World Supersport, so to be back in front of a home crowd, it's the first time I think in 3 or 4 years that I've raced here. So it's really exciting to have some fans around and stuff. Is one really cool part of it. Another one is that Moto School put this team together, or the Superbike part of the team together so fast. They already had the 300s going, and then when the opportunity came and we spoke a little bit and decided to do it, we've really rushed to get this together. So to have it here and be on the grid on such a nice looking bike is really cool, yeah.
What's the on-bike preparations been like for you in the lead up to this weekend?
I've been on the bike working on it a lot, not much riding really. I've done a bit of riding on just stock ones at Eastern Creek because Moto School is from Eastern Creek, so been lucky enough to be able to get out there on some standard ones, which still are really good bikes. You know, the stock Yamahas out of the crates handle really well, and they're not worlds different to this. It still is different, but as far as preparation goes, FP1 was my first time on the bike. So
it seemed like the comfort was pretty much there immediately, though. Does that come down to experience, or where does that come from?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that I'm a very adaptable rider, so able to jump from bike to bike, and it doesn't take too long. If the bike's in the ballpark, I can get going pretty quick. Also, like I said, I've ridden quite a lot of R1s, you know, mainly stock ones, or also in Europe I rode one similar spec to this. So luckily for me, the R1 isn't too difficult of a bike to get on and be up to speed straight away. I think the part where we'll need to work is now we're in the ballpark, we need to get those extra couple of seconds. You know, that's going to be where the difficult part is. But no, I think, I don't know, I just like the Yamahas, they're easy, yeah.
Yeah, final one, it still is early days, but if you look ahead to the season, what is the ultimate goal there? You know, what would you be satisfied with as the season goes on in terms of results? Is it podiums? Is it to battle for the win? And because the team has the Dunlop branding, the support, so yeah, it's different, but tell us about that too.
Yeah, for sure. So we're running the Dunlops this year. I'm really confident with them so far. Like I said, I've only really done the one session, but they felt really good. So I think that we can be right up the front. Right now, we don't have the best package on the grid, and our goal is to build the package through the year, so that at the end of the year we can be fighting for that championship. So for the moment, just trying to salvage points, get experience and knowledge, and get everything in a flow with the team, and then build up from there. So next round we'll have a really competitive bike, and everything rolling from there for the rest of the season. But for now, it's just focusing on getting this round done and building as a team.
Max Stauffer, the first official appearance there with Yamaha Racing Team. So how is it? How's the feeling on day one?
Yeah, day one's good. We've just had our first practice session, and great to just get a shakedown of the bike and everything, and just get out on track. So it's good to get a good feel for everything, and sort of find the direction that we've got to work in to make myself and the bike better. And yeah, just time to start working hard and trying to get closer to the front.
In terms of the lead up to the opening round, not a lot of seat time on the bike, but obviously the team's really experienced as well. So how have you found the adaptation to the team overall?
The adaptation to the team's been good. It would have been nice to have more time on the bike, but I've had a few injuries in recent times, and it's sort of been, you know, I've been trying to recover and come into the year 100% fit. So we've achieved that goal. That's the first box tick for the year. So now it's just time to sort of knuckle in, get feeling comfortable, and try and fight for those top 5 podiums and race wins.
Yeah, you sort of spoke about those early expectations. Is there any sense of added pressure being on YRT, or how do you approach these early stages of the year?
No pressure at all. The only pressure I have is the pressure that I put on myself. So, yeah, that's just business as usual in that sense. I just turn up and try my best to do well, because that's the only reason I'm here. So I wanna do well, and I'm going to try my best to do that.
And in terms of the bike, final question, when you got on the YRT bike, was it much different, much to adapt to? Was the comfort there pretty quickly?
Yeah, it's definitely comfortable, but it is a lot different to my bike in a few senses. So it's just, I've still probably got to adapt to a few things, and I've got to change my riding a little bit. But we're working towards it and getting a lot more comfortable overall.
Cru Halliday on debut with the Stop and Seal team, so a new environment, the start of a new project for you. Early days, but how's it travelling so far?
Yeah, not as travelling as good as I thought. It's just, it's new tyres, new electronic system. To be honest, it's the first fair hit out that I've had on this bike. We've had some previous testing before, but it was rained out, and like our little race events, which didn't really turn out that great. And yeah, we're a long way behind the 8 ball where we need to be. And as I said in my interview with you guys last time, we just need time, and yeah, it's something we don't have. I only just found out really that we got 2 practice sessions this weekend, and the third one would have helped us a lot more. But this is basically the last chance we get to have a hit out on this thing before we qualify. So it's just a steep learning curve, and yeah, we just need to get some times down and just get a bit further up front.
Yeah, when you arrive at the opening round, obviously on World Superbike weekend, like you said, it's a different schedule, but it's almost that sense of everything comes at you a lot quicker. So is that where you're at, just trying to build into it as quick as you can, but trying to learn as much as you can in the process?
Yeah, exactly right. It's usually every time I come here at the start of the year, I'm quite fast. I'm up there in the times, but with this bike and this team, it's a whole, we start from scratch. We got to learn how these tyres work, got to learn how this computer system works, and I don't want to go out there and go throwing it down the road first session would be idiotic. So I'm just taking, by the looks of 3/10 every lap, but it's just, yeah, the faster you go, everyone else seems to get fast too. So I know this next session everyone's going to be going quicker again. We just need to try and get a bit closer to them this time.
You do have that benefit of there being 3 superbikes within the Stop and Seal team. So is there, when we came over, we obviously saw you debriefing after that opening practice. Is there a sense of working together to make steps forward sooner? Is that even an option?
Yeah, definitely. We're all working together. It's just we've all got similar but little different issues. Arthur's issues are a little bit different to mine, and Tommy's issues are a little bit different to Arthur's. So, we all put our heads together and talk about it, but I think in the whole scheme of things, we're all a little bit behind where we should be, and we need to fix that.
Glenn Allerton, first weekend out with the new Superbike Advocates team. Tell us about that and just the excitement to be here at Phillip Island.
Yeah, look, it's awesome to be here this weekend with the World Superbikes. I mean, the vibe here is great at the track, and at the moment we've got awesome weather, so couldn't be happier to be here on my Superbike Advocates Ducati V4R. Bike's been awesome so far. It's a bit of a learning process at the moment with the electronics and how we extract the performance out of the bike with the Motec system. So we're just chipping away. We had a session just then, and we were 4th. So I'm hoping to build on that and go out in for the rest of the weekend and just keep taking steps forward as we improve the setting of the bike and I get to grips with how good this bike really is.
It's one thing to say you're gonna, be part of an all-new team on what is for you a all-new bike as well.
Yeah.
Did this event come around quicker than you expected?
Yeah.
Where would you kind of rate the preparation in terms of, are you at 80%, 90%?
I'd say we're at about 80% preparation. The electronics all came in kind of late. We've only managed to have really one day with a new ECU. and I would have liked to have gotten it all back in sort of December. So the race turned up very fast. When we were planning in November, December, it seemed like February was a long way away, but now that we're here, it happened so fast, and I would love to have gotten 2 more days of testing in just to dial the electronics, the engine brake, the traction control, just to get a little bit more feel with the throttle translation. So, but there's no better testing than racing, so I'm sure by the time we get going in some of the races here, we'll be able to get on top of our issues and do well.
Just finally, you've ridden all kinds of different bikes in different brands and different eras within the sport as well. How would you describe the Panigale V4R to ride? Is it as good as you suspected it would be?
Yeah, to start with, the bike was amazing, like the throttle translation and just with the standard ECU, I really had to tip my hat to Ducati because they've done such a good job with the standard ECU in the way that the throttle feels and how smooth the transition is off the throttle and then back onto the throttle. The bike itself handles really well. I had to try and teach myself to slow down a little bit to go faster, because when I tried to push really hard and hustle the bike like I've had to in the past, the lap time wasn't there. But if I slowed the corner entry down and got the bike turned and then used the power and the torque of the bike to get off the corner, the lap time came really easy. So it's quite refreshing to have a bike that feels like I've got more mental space and time to set the bike up for the corner and finish the corner and go fast. It feels good that all I have to do is the process correct and the lap time comes.
Now, Broc Pearson, the 2025 season is here, so a few new things for you, but the big thing is continuing with Desmo Sport Ducati. So how's the feeling going into the new year?
Yeah, it's been we've had a really good, strong testing performance up until now. We've got a lot of new parts and different parts of the package that we're exploring with this year. So I feel like our results of the first round might not totally show the performances for the year, but look, we've still got some big goals for the weekend to try and get up front and make a good start of it rather than trying to recover too many points later in the year. So yeah, really committed with the team to go again and build from last year.
Yeah, I feel like last year was kind of your arrival in the Premier class in terms of being at the front, relatively consistently. So does this year, when you come into it, do you look at it as though this is your year to contend for the title?
Yeah, 100%. Even on my bad days towards the end of last year, I was still a top 5 guy, and I think that's a key this weekend, getting out of here in the top 5, still keeping ourselves in the championship hunt, and then going to Sydney with being a potential winner there. So I do think that we've got a really good chance of the championship this year. We've got a lot of people investing into the team, and we're doing a lot to try and make that happen. So that's the goal, and we're gonna see what we can do.
How would you reflect upon or describe your pre-season, the immediate build-up into round 1?
It's been different, not like most pre-seasons where usually we come in with a package where we know exactly where it sits and what times we should achieve and build from there, where this year we've got some new parts and packages that we're trying on the bike, and it's been a big learning curve to try and understand where we were at the very beginning and build. So this lap's been more about, this year I should say, has been more about logging laps and you're trying to build on the data to keep improving. So lots of laps, lots of data banked in the testing this year, but I think our what we can achieve has been yet to show yet.
Yeah, and in terms of specifics, just finally, what's been the biggest thing you've been working on? Is it from an electronic standpoint?
Yeah, we've been working on the electronics package, taking a different direction with that this year, and just in some areas that we didn't feel like was right last year. We feel like we've definitely worked on a couple of those areas, and we just need to put the pieces together. So we've got a really good package. All the parts are here on the bike to be a race winner, and we just need to puzzle it together and make it happen.